Mini Jake, the tribe has spoken.
Fuck you, Kevin.
Aw, fuck you too, sweetie.
I'm JJ, one of the original Tribe of Nerds members. You can catch me on Marvel, Pokemon, and other gaming podcasts.
What up? It's Josh, resident superhero nerd, but I also dabble in the occasional super villain as well.
Some may know me as the Chaos Gremlin, but really I'm just Joe King.
Pikachu, use Volt Tackle! Good job, Pikachu!
On the Tribe of Nerds. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. We are back for more Survivor 1 through 50. Jonathan, Coach Drew, Shane, and I are here to talk about Survivor Fiji, the season with the car deal, and this very interesting cast, which is interesting fact that almost all of them were recruited except for Papa Smurf, who was the only one who applied. So it's time to talk about it. Why did you guys want to discuss Survivor Fiji?
You guys go first. I'll go last.
Okay. For me, I think one, because for the longest time, this was considered like the worst season of Survivor ever. And I'm not saying it's great, but there are some good aspects of it, like the winner. Great. Yeah. And also I think a lot of modern strategy starts in the season because this is the first season with the idol as we know it now. And like the fact that it's the first time it's been there, like there's some pretty innovative strategy we'll talk about. Like the Edgardo Boo episode is an all-time great episode, I think, for a variety of reasons. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about it and force myself to rewatch it because I haven't rewatched it in a while. And you appreciate new things every time you rewatch.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, we're 1 vote away from the first perfect game here.
Yeah.
And for me personally, second black winner, all of that. We have the off the camera all black alliance. It's not shown on camera. We have the it's not an urban legend because everyone knows what happened, but like what happened behind the scenes before the show started, which I'm sure we're going to talk about. Yeah. We've got, yes, like Shane said, the first like iteration of the real idol, and the first real idol blind side that happens here. Yeah. And like idol strategy, like the idols playing into the strategy outside of, if Terry or Yule play the idol after they get voted out, who they're going to play it on. They tried to do Race Wars 2 Electric Boogaloo, and it didn't work too well for them. Fiji is a season that every time I watch it, I want it to be higher. I always want it to be higher. And it's just the negativity within the season that always keeps it down. Not the gameplay. Gameplay's fine. Yeah. The negativity is just what kills it for me.
Yeah, totally get that. Jonathan?
Yeah, Fiji, it's definitely not like one of my favorite seasons, but it still falls into this like golden age of Survivor where we're trucking along here in the seasons. I personally like loved Guatemala. I loved Panama. I loved Cook Islands. And this is the first one that I got to that I was like, I don't really like this season. I love it besides 2 players. Like we all know who they are, like Earl and Yau-Man. Like those are like my 2 draws. I saw Earl. I'm like, this guy's going to win. He's my favorite player. And then lo and behold, what happened? But it's just kind of like a season that reminds me of like the Upside Down and like Stranger Things where everything's like odd or it's like backwards or it's not like there's 19 people. So it's an odd number. This side gets like a plush bed in a jungle. And this side gets like crabs and rocks. And there's not like the idols, the Exile Island is still here. The idol is now modernized. We see all these moves that are like oh man, they got an idol. I don't know what we're gonna do. Why don't we just vote the other guy? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, like that's such a big move. It is big, but it's like, the idea of we're starting to see this is probably the first modern Survivor season that we get to where we're seeing moves happen with idols. They're like, that was the first time the idol was played in the way that it was meant to be played, kind of thing. Like, we're seeing that. But again, I think the common thing with Fiji is that there's just like what Drew said, the negativity of it kind of brings it down. There's good moments in it from certain players, but there's just kind of like this weird vibe about it. It's the first time they go to Fiji, and they won't come back here until, I believe, Millennials versus Gen X, which is kind of crazy to think about. But again, it's also it's an odd duckling in this golden age of Survivor.
Yeah, absolutely. It is very odd. I like this season, oddly enough, but I also understand all the criticisms of it because obviously all the recruits, a lot of this cast is either unmemorable or unlikable. And so that does take it down a little bit. But, yes, Earl and Yau-Man, and then I'll put Dreamz in there. I think Dreamz is a fascinating character, as we'll talk about. I think his game is really fun and interesting. And so, like, for me, that keeps Fiji from being like a bottom tier season. But like, and a couple other players in there, like Michelle, Anthony, like, so I really like some of those people still, but it's just like, yeah, the twist. I mean, they almost were going to do Race Wars, as Drew said, like again, and then we'll get to what happens right before that changes that. And then they throw just random twist in there instead. And then haves versus have-nots is a terrible idea that they should have never done as a theme, and I don't know what made them think anything different was going to happen than what ended up happening. Like, a tribe that has everything is, of course, going to demolish the one that is struggling. So, but, and there's moves that happen. The idol is modernized, as you guys said, so I still enjoy this season enough for what it is. So... all right. Well, let's get into this season, shall we? So we have to start off by mentioning what happened right before the season. And that is, of course, Melissa McNulty was the 20th castaway. She ends up having a panic attack right before the game starts, and she does not want to be there. So they don't have an alternate out there. Interestingly enough, I believe Earl was like last minute, like he had never seen the show before, and they just pulled him in and got him to fly out there like a few days before the game started. So, but yeah, so Melissa quits. They don't have anybody else to fill in for her, so they're just like, okay, we'll just scrap what we were gonna do with the Race Wars again, and we'll just go with the 19 people, throw them on a beach together, and then we'll kind of throw together our last minute twist at the beginning.
Do you think the twist was like that would happen because she left, or was that already planned?
Oh yeah, they did it because they had to basically improvise on the fly of like, hey, everyone loved Race Wars, let's do it again. Oh no, she quit. Let's do this.
This side gets to live in the Ritz, this side gets to live in the ghetto, kind of thing. Like, it's
honestly, like, I mean, I hate the twist, obviously, but if you have, let's say she quit the day before, which from everything sounds like or the day of, and they have to adjust on the fly. You probably don't plan for that because it hasn't happened to you before. And in that situation, you do just kind of say, how can we salvage this where it makes sense TV-wise? And it's, let's do haves versus have-nots, because last season we did Race Wars, and the season before that we did old, young. Like, it would look like this was already planned, but in reality, we're improvising. It wasn't great. It wasn't a great twist, but like with their backs against the wall, I think they did the best with what they had, the time that they had.
Yeah, I agree completely. Any other thoughts about this?
Yeah, because nobody wants the theme to go bad. I'm sure, like, if you're producing the show and you're working on the show, like, nobody, like, intently goes out there like, I hope this fails, and I hope this becomes the worst season. No, you're not hoping that going into a season. I'm assuming that the crew wanted to be as like the best season they could possibly make. It's just there's just certain things that are out of your control, and it's crazy to think that just one person bowing out of the show before the show's even started just kind of created this domino effect production wise into what would happen for the season. Not that it really didn't affect too much gameplay for certain players, but it just kind of made maybe that was what brought the negativity out of people, was like, they're living over there, living they're getting all the coffee, they're sleeping in beds, and we're over here like trying to call Jeff on the Jeff Probst phone and trying to vote people out. I'm like, that's like, and you're going through nicotine withdrawal. I can understand that might piss some people off.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Shane.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting how it played out, and I think the editing did this season wrong, because I'm sure we'll get more into this, but it seems like so much of the dynamics of the season were shaped on those first few days, where there were these two big alliances of builders and explorers, and Sylvia even divided the tribes based on that. Like, I've heard like the Liliana vote was due to that, and it's just crazy that we didn't see any of it, and it all was shaped from this twist happening last minute. If it didn't happen, then all the dynamics of the season change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is interesting to think of like why the producers just decided to edit the season, take out the builders and explorers, and take out the Black Alliance as well, which was a huge thing that affected the season. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's odd to me. I think that absolutely would have made the season head and shoulders better than it ended up being. But what are your guys' thoughts on the builders and explorers twist or alliances that ended up forming?
I mean, you got to build an alliance off of something, and if you're playing one world for a couple of days, that's the best way to do it. There are people that are here, and there are people that are not. And it sucks that they're not, but we're playing Survivor.
Right. So let's talk about this cast in general now that we have them on one beach before we get into the tribe divisions. So immediately we are having we have Sylvia she's immediately taking charge of building the shelter for everybody. And, as much as we don't like Rocky, the only other funny moment that he has besides the jet phone for me is when Sylvia has to explain to him what orthogonal and askew mean.
I know, it was funny because he first doesn't know orthogonal, then she says the other word in the description. He's like, no, back off. I don't understand that either.
Yeah. Teach James the big words.
Yep.
That was the only other funny Rocky moment. Then everything else besides the jet phone is annoying to watch him. But
and then about Rocky at some point.
Yeah. But and then I mean, it is interesting too. Then Rocky has an alliance with Jessica and Erica that completely implodes.
They don't even vote together. They all three vote separately, which is crazy.
I don't understand this alliance at all. I think that was the biggest mistake of Erica and Jessica, was choosing to align with Rocky.
Oh yeah.
Well, and I don't like using certain buzzwords in this community because everyone uses the same words. But this is a textbook example of stunt casting with Rocky. It's oh man, Boston Rob,
Shane,
all these other guys. He's got the accent. He's kind of don't talk a lot of shit, and it's no, but he actually sucks.
Doesn't he literally have the word Boston tattooed on his arm? It's just
he just sucks.
Yeah,
and I just every time I watch Fiji, it's what. And I don't ask why anymore because I understand why.
You don't ask why with Fiji.
Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah. It's just more how did this Jamoke survive as long as he did? Because it's not like these people are keeping him around because he's an easy person to be at the end. They're keeping him around because he's their bro. But like,
Yeah.
I have bro friends. I would not want to be friends with this guy at all.
No, and I mean he's doing the nicotine withdrawals. They literally cast him as like he's like the Walmart version of Shane Powers. Like that's basically what he is. And I think they did the same thing in my opinion with Cassandra. They wanted her to be the next Suri. I feel like in a way. Just because
those seasons were so close to each other that it's not that much differentiating here from like, we hope this person ends up like this person who actually was really entertaining kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like Walmart versus Target here, you know.
Yes, exactly.
Different levels of shopping that we're going through.
Yeah, no, and I don't know, like it's just just wild to me that they really tried to pull this out and didn't think through that those worked because they were, you know, types of people that we'd never seen before on the show. So but yeah, and then Rocky and Dreamz start their little feud that happens. So you know, Rocky gets immediately upset with Dreamz for, you know, doing what most people do. Yeah, the Dreamz talking to people in the middle of the night. I mean, most people are gonna do that. So
yeah, I think this is the only time I agreed with Rocky.
Oh, when it came to sleep?
Well, it's like, just shut the fuck up.
It's just like, go to bed.
Just go to bed. Like,
Dreams,
especially with the topics that Dreamz was talking about.
That's true.
Night 1 or 2, we don't even know each other's names yet.
Right.
And you're bringing up this now. Like, I love those conversations later in the game, and like those were had. Here, it's like, please stop talking.
Yeah.
I guess out there I definitely would be annoyed by someone talking in the middle of the night while I'm trying to sleep. So I definitely could see that. And then I mean we get also the great opening winner quote from Earl of being like, you know, you want to see your entire area, you want to see your dining room, your living room, all this other stuff, and just like that cliff that we'll see Earl on multiple times in the season where he's looking out on Fiji and I can't wait to get to more Earl quotes because Earl is great. Like
Earl is
not only as a player but as a character, he is wonderful. So
come on the show.
Yeah, come on the show, Earl. And then last thing, of course, I want to bring up Yau-Man, of course, because we need to bring up Yau-Man, the only returning from this season. And Yau-Man, immediately we get introduced to him, and he knows how to break open a box in a way that nobody else knows how to do, because they can't open this box that they get, and Yau-Man just drops it on its corner and opens. So,
that's insane.
What? Just gaming the game.
Yeah.
Gaming the game.
I mean, shit, good for him. Like, it's one of those things where whenever people say that Prod, like, rigs things for certain people, it's like, yeah, because I don't think they were trying to rig for Yau-Man in episode 1. I think he just gamed the challenge.
Yeah.
Or gamed, you know, whatever it was, and it just kind of worked for him because he just has skills that go beyond the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Jonathan and Shane, about Yau-Man right now?
Amazing. First off, the amazing Yau-Man. I mean, what's there more to say about? He kind of reminds me of like Ty in a way, like with this kind of skill set that he would bring, like in this sort of era of Survivor. I was happy to see that he got a chance to come back later. Obviously, like it turns out the way that it turns out. Right. But again, at this point in time, the only two characters that I'm drawn to are Earl and Yau-Man. Those are the only two that I'm like focused on. Everyone else is just kind of doing their own thing. But I think it was just, that's just the limits of my opinions of the cast at the moment. And there's other explosive stuff that happens later, but it just, in the beginning, I'm just drawn to these two characters. They're stuck in Slum City with everyone else.
Right. Shane, any
like when you first see Yau-Man, he's unlike anyone you've ever seen on Survivor character-wise. Like, he's a very unique character. And, you know, you often don't see a lot of the older contestants. Like, they struck gold with Rudy, and I feel like they're trying to strike gold again, and they kind of did with Yau-Man in a different way. And like overall, I mean, we have all said this, like it's a pretty unlikable cast in general, but Yau-Man immediately is likable, like from the jump. Then Earl obviously is amazing in every way too.
Yeah, and their friendship as well immediately is like, you know, Earl's like, you're the professor on this Gilligan's Island, and they're immediately like teaching each other how to do stuff, and or Yau-Man's teaching Earl how to, like, you know, open a coconut and all this other stuff. Like it's really, really cool. Like I love their friendship in this season.
Yeah, like their duo is underrated because I feel like when people think of Survivor duos, you're like, well, Parvati and Amanda or Black Widow Brigade, however you want to look at it, Rob and Amber, JT and Steven, Hatch and Rudy. But Earl and Yau-Man's like an amazing duo.
Yeah. I love them a lot. Like we'll get to so many more moments with them, but let's get to our, you know, our opening tribe divisions and then our challenge. So immediately Sylvia gets to divide the tribes before she goes to Exile Island with the snakes. And so we get the Ravu and Moto tribes, and she ends up dividing them according to the Builders and Explorers and splitting alliances. And so obviously that never came across to us. So we're just wondering why she's dividing people the way she is, like in the edit.
Yeah, because when they show it, she's very like confident about her choices. She doesn't really have to like think and fumble around. Like she knows what she's doing, which is great strategic play there. And I've read that she stacked one tribe with a little more of, I think she was in the Builders. Maybe it's the other way around, but whatever one she was in, she put more of them because she thought they would let her choose which tribe. She goes to whoever loses, and then she ended up in the wrong tribe.
Yeah. Poor Sylvia. I don't know. I like Sylvia. I think she possibly could have been a decent player, but you know, she ends up on the other tribe. But
yeah, I mean, I think part of her downfall, it wasn't even that she was too strategic too early. It's that she was quote unquote annoying, and this cast is not gamers. They're very like egotistical people, and they want to hear themselves talk, and when someone else is talking, it's annoying, so they got rid of her.
And everything sets Rocky off, so
it's like the most even keel people in the season get attacked for like no reason. It's just kind of like they're just like normal doing their thing, and then out of nowhere they get attacked by someone that's just kind of like a cartoon character, and then it's like, what? And then Jeff's like, they got a point there. And you're like, Jeff, you're supposed to be unbiased. Like, what's going on?
When we get there.
Again, Bizarro world. This is the Bizarro season of Survivor.
Oh, God. Yeah, I won't. No comment.
No comment. Okay.
We will get to cringe Jeff later. So
is this season the start of like Jeff becoming biased? Because I feel like for the most part he's unbiased. And then like
Watchu reunion is Jeff.
That one. And then Heroes and Villains when he like berates Courtney
for Boston Rob.
And then how can I forget when he gets in the truck with Rob and makes Amber sit in the back?
Amber get in the back.
I think All Stars started it, and then he took a break after Vanuatu, and then
it comes back.
Back starting here. So, all right. Well, so then Sylvia goes to exile, and we get to the first challenge, which is like they have to be tied to like chariots and then get puzzle pieces and then solve a puzzle. And apparently Jessica can't solve a puzzle, which ends up being why she gets targeted, which is very, very odd because I don't think you see this too often, that often first boots get like this, I don't know, unceremonious exit. But we'll get to that tribal. But any thoughts on this challenge?
No.
I got nothing.
We got a long road ahead of us of a specific tribe losing a lot of challenges. So it's like, it's pretty part of course.
Yeah, we'll just keep it moving. So Moto wins.
Let's move on from that.
But they Moto gets to go live at the luxurious camp that Sylvia helped them build, and Ravu has to go to tribal council and go live in the slums. And so basically here all of a sudden Jessica becomes like the main target. But we're going to get to tribal council, and the alliance of Jessica, Eric, and Rocky does not hold together at all. They vote randomly. 6 to 1 to 1 to 1 vote, and Jessica is voted out. I mean, what did you guys think of Jessica as the first boot before I get into the rankings?
I mean, from what we saw, it really came down to challenge performance, but like we probably also missed a lot too.
Yeah.
Because when I first was thinking about ranking them, I was like, well, she mainly got voted out because she screwed up in the challenge, but there had to have been something else, because if you have an alliance and your alliance votes completely all over the place, like there's something wrong with your gameplay.
Yeah.
Something must have fell apart, like that we didn't see like outside the edit, that they were just like, we're not with each other kind of thing.
Right.
I feel like that's gonna be a common phrase throughout this entire thing is the edit.
The edit.
Is like one of the first times where it's just like it's the. I think the only other time would be like Rupert and Pearl Islands, where they're editing him a certain way, but like here, the edit is just it's all over the place, and you don't really know what's going on. You don't know why certain people are throwing their votes like out of nowhere. People are just doing things, and we get no explanation for it. And here, you know, like Shane said, it's like, okay, like I guess this is how it happened.
Yeah.
Like,
You're just gonna,
I guess it's because of challenge performance, and like I'll take it at face value because I've never read anything that says otherwise.
Right.
But also, like we have evidence of things happening later in the season where it's like we're not being told full stories.
Yeah.
So do I think that she was? Do I think she was voted out because of her challenge performance?
Kind of.
Mostly no.
Oh,
Mostly no, but probably sort of.
Yeah. So I'll go over the top 10 and then we'll get into ranking Jessica to Ben here. So our top 10 so far, it is Tina Wesson, All-Stars at number 1, Sonia 2, Wanda Shirk and her beautiful singing at number 3, Deb at 4, Diane 5, Peter Harkey and his holes at 6, Timbertina 7, Pastor John Raymond at 8, Brooke Garatti at 9, and Jonathan Libby at 10. So for me, Jessica, I had her like 34th out of 57 just because the edit just showed her just being bad at the challenge. Like I just didn't, compared to other first boots where we're shown they're doing something really bad, then like that would make me rank them lower. But I guess like you guys said, she had to have done something poorly to be targeted and for her alliance to not even vote together. So
yeah, I mean, it's really hard to rank a lot of these, and Jessica included, especially when I rank them before rewatching the season, because they just blend together. Like there's only so much you could see. So I had her at 36, so around where you had her, but like she could be anywhere really. I'm surprised by a lot of that top 10. Well, top 5, I would say. Like Wanda, iconic, yes, but terrible. Deb E up there, like, no.
No.
Pastor John should not be at number 8, but whatever.
The fact that Brooke is in the top 10, generic white guy number 1 from Vanuatu, like that's crazy.
That's insane.
That's insane. I didn't remember his name again until right now.
Until you just said it. I was like,
Jessica DeBen ended up as second to last. She is just above Jim Lynch from Guatemala. So
Drew's like, surprise. I was like,
old white guy from Guatemala, whose name I forget. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I mean, there's not much there, but yeah, she did not rank high at all. I don't think people really remembered her. Apparently, Jeff Probst, some time ago, had like a list of who he would like to come back, and he just randomly brought up Jessica DeBen's name. I'm not really sure how that happened, but I remember that.
Stuff that happens outside the edit that we don't know about.
That's like what the people that want what's her face from Africa to come back, and it's like based off what? Camacho. What was her first name?
Jesse
Camacho from Africa is like, oh man, we got to have her back. I'm like,
what did she do?
She's hot, and that was like it. It.
So I don't know. All right. Well, that is the first boots ranking for now. I mean, I'm assuming very soon, coming up in the next couple of weeks, we'll have some really iconic ones to actually rank. But
the next
week for y'all.
Next 3 seasons.
Next week for y'all.
Yeah. So let's get to the rest of the pre-merge. So Sylvia then joins back in the she joins the Ravu tribe. And we do get the funny moment of Yau-Man checking over her shoulder in her bag and being like, I felt very disgusting, but he had to check her bag.
Yeah. And you wouldn't expect it from him, from like him being this like old likable guy, like easygoing, all this, and then he's cutthroat.
He's really mischievous. That's like he's like a trickster, man. Like he's just running around doing stuff. Like what is this guy doing? Like he's kind of like, I don't want to say like the bad version of Ty, but like he's kind of like he's doing stuff, like he's going through people's bags, he's being cutthroat, he's doing everything that someone like Yau-Man needs to do in a situation like that. But that's why we love him, and that's why he comes back.
Yeah, it's an editing problem because it's played for laughs and it's played for all of this. If it's almost anyone else, it's played of like, oh man, like what a scumbag. But because it's cute, adorable Yau-Man, it's like, oh man, isn't it adorable that he's trying to check? Like, like all I'm doing this summer, besides the episodes I'm doing with you, Jake, is watching SBU, and my God, it's just, I have that in my head, and I watch Yau-Man doing like, oh man, Stabler would have put your ass in jail if this was SBU. It's and we're gonna get to specifically the truck challenge, but like Yau-Man's not this all-time great hero. If anything, he's a middle-of-the-road person if you're looking at good versus bad. Yeah. And if you're really, really looking at it, he's more bad than good, but it's not always black and white. Yeah. So him doing that, it's like, him pushing fair play to the boat in Micronesia.
That's funny.
It's not a good thing that he's doing that.
The audience is loving that because they hate fair play. So.
Yeah, because it's like he's not a hero, but he's a favorite. That's all that matters. There's two different types. It's like he's not like known for being heroic. You just love him for some reason. It's like he'll do mischievous things. Like he'll make sketchy deals with dreams, and he'll push fair play into a canoe. Like that's what Yau-Man does. Like he'll do that to the
old Asian man. That's what it is.
Yeah,
he's an old Asian man.
He'll do that to the people that you want that to happen to. Kind of thing. Like it's like you want to see someone like fair play get pushed into a canoe or someone or whatever. You want it like it would. That's what Yau-Man does.
Yeah. Let's keep it moving. So then I did want to touch on again another weird boot with Erica. Again, Rocky seems set off that she screamed at a challenge because nobody was listening, and apparently that gets Erica out. Another thing I think that also gets Erica out is Earl gets sent to exile because I think if he was actually there, I think Erica stays in the game.
Yeah, it's like, Earl, you're clearly the sane one on that tribe. So we're just going to constantly send you to exile, and which starts this beautiful relationship between him and Yau-Man.
Yes.
They're clearly the two, like, you guys seem like you have it together. We're just going to keep sending you there, which is going to help you guys solidify your relationship in the game.
This is a great moment too. And then Earl what becomes Earl Island in Fiji. We have the moment with the snakes where he has to kill the sea snake because they're highly venomous. He's like, snakes are misunderstood, but we have an understanding now.
He's just so good, and him and Giuseppe it's different because they keep inviting Earl back, and his life just keeps getting in the way. And they don't invite Giuseppe back because they're piece of shit. But Earl, every single time, it's like, man, like, oh, if we had gotten him for this, if we had not gotten Ben for Winners at War and we gotten him, we would have gotten whoever, and we gotten,
I love Ben.
Sorry, but like he's such great, and he's such. It's not often that you get the narrator of the season being the winner of the season.
Right. Yeah, he is literally the narrator. That's a good point. He really narrates the whole season. Like that's his thing. Like he narrates it and then wins.
Yep. All right, so let's get then episode 3. We get yet another thing that sets Rocky off is Anthony can't swallow pig snout because he's dehydrated, and apparently that's not a good enough thing to say to Rocky and Mookie, who are still going to target Anthony. So
But at the same time, like Rocky's like not doing any better at anything. So it's like it's like someone that's like equally as terrible at something. They just keep calling you out. It's like, well, you're not doing shit either. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jake, but you're like the funniest moment that like Rocky had was like earlier. But doesn't he like get completely like thrown off the platform by Dreamz in the mud challenge? Like, it's like that
after he picks a fight with Dreamz,
like this unnecessary rivalry that he has.
Man out here, it's like
it's like calling out that random. I want to take on you. Me? What did I do? And he just like throws him off the platform, and he's like, "Gah!" And like just like it's just like whatever.
I hate the narrative that everybody says Rocky is like an asset in challenges because I feel like that comes up a couple times. And I'm like, when has Rocky ever done good in any of these challenges?
No.
Right. It's just like that's his archetype. But then when it comes down to like the data behind his performance, it's not there.
Yeah.
No.
Shane coming in here with the data and the facts. He's like, listen, Rocky. Like you're
and Rocky doesn't just suck socially. Rocky sucks strategically. Strategic is probably the highest of his three, but physical and social wise, Rocky's not the best.
No.
And in here, the thing with Dreamz is like, okay, if we're sitting here calling people out, the one I trust my physical acumen to a certain extent. I'm not calling this big fucker out because he's clearly bigger than everyone else that is here. I'm not doing that. If he picks me, then yes, I'm obligated to just bite the bullet. I'm not doing that. And the fact that, and this is a running gag, it's not even a gag, but the running thing is like, he thinks of Anthony as less than a man because of reasons.
Yeah.
Reasons. And Anthony was, until Anthony gets voted out, Anthony is my proxy in the season of like that's the person I related to the most as a blurred. And it's unfortunate to see him get treated like that, and especially right around when that season's coming out. It's like, because those were my middle school years, I believe.
Yeah, like
and middle school or high school years, and it's like, this is exactly how I'm being treated because I'm not. I mean, I was also an athlete, but like I was also doing nerd shit, like watching anime and Survivor and all of that. And so and no one's sticking up for him because he's being a chump, he's being soft and all that. It's like he's not. He's expressing himself.
Yeah, exactly. It's like not everyone. It's like they're all losing together, and like nobody's actually like pulling any weight around there. So it's like, well, we have to blame someone. Let's blame the nerdy guy. Like you're less of a man, you're soft. I'm like, dude, we're going to tribal council together, man. Like you're not like helping the case either. But like eventually, once like I know we'll get into it later, but that like arc with Rocky just doesn't like they keep him around and they win like a reward, I think, later, and even on the reward, he's still being aggro towards people. So it's not like, I mean, like I don't know what to say about just that.
Yeah, as someone that has dealt with bullying their entire life, like I connected with Anthony a lot, and then just to see him get so mistreated, and like the people that should like that say they're annoyed with Rocky and that he's pissing them off, but then they still want to keep Rocky over Anthony. It's just really dumb. Like that grinds my gears a lot.
I think that's definitely a perception thing where it's like, like I may not feel this way, but I don't want to be associated with something. Maybe it's a different aspect of bullying where it's like, it's wrong, but you don't want to be embarrassed by being associated with the person kind of thing. And then even after they're gone, you're still losing. And it's like, no, it's just not a good form, especially when it's like in at the time, Jeff's kind of like, feeding into it. And maybe that's just the stereotype of like, you're too soft, or this was like late 2006, early 2007. So I don't know what the perception of masculinity was or whatever. Like, you have to be this just super toxic. You have to be this super aggro dude, and you can't like show any form of like sensitivity. Or it's like, I think Anthony's playing the game. It's just he's just surrounded by guys that think that they're playing a better game when in reality they're not, because everything about the season is almost equally as terrible as everything else. So there's just people kind of looking for excuses. But again, they're in Slum City, so I don't think anybody wants to be in Slum City. In Survivor Land.
Yeah, like I said, Anthony and Michelle are probably the two most screwed over people this season. Like I feel bad for both. I mean, we'll get to Michelle getting screwed over later, but let's go over to Moto. We haven't been to Moto at all. So over there we see Papa Smurf gets medevaced. Apparently it was like an allergic reaction to fire ant bites, is what I've heard. Yeah. So
and didn't he almost he kind of hurt himself a little bit? Like there were a couple challenges I think made their first appearance this season, right?
The slip and slide
challenge. Was this the first season with the pillows where they're shoving each other off?
Yeah. No, Palau. Palau was
yeah, you're right. Palau was the first one too.
But this one was in the mud, and we'll see the mud version in Heroes versus Villains. Yeah, so I mean the slip and slide, this was the first version of that, and so Papa Smurf does take a really hard fall there, but
some people are just shuffling across it, some people are just going full in with it. What would you guys do? Would you guys go full in, or would you shuffle?
I would do the exact opposite of Papa Smurf because
not bust your ass.
That shit, every time I watch this season, it's like, man, how do you fall that far?
He's a big guy. Yeah. He's a big guy.
I don't know. I'd probably honestly just try to crawl my way through so I don't hurt myself. So
he eats shit so hard.
Absolutely. But to answer your question, Jake, so Moto, they're living the life. They're living the dream. They have coffee. They have pillows.
Yeah.
They have everything.
So, a couple things. Stacy and Lacey are being rude as hell to Dreamz and Cassandra. Lacey, at least, we know that's probably for a reason. And apparently because Dreamz doesn't know how to use a French press, then they use that as an excuse to. I don't know how to use a French press.
Neither do I. I was I don't know how to use a French press. They're like, oh, look at Dreamz struggle there. I'm like, well, you want to come over here and make my this is how do you work this thing? Come on.
Yeah, and literally he's come from being homeless. I wouldn't expect Dreamz to know how to use that.
Well, and it always pains me whenever people talk, and I know I'm jumping the gun by a few rounds, whenever people bring up the Edgardo blind side and they're like, man, Stacy, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I wish I could like Stacy because that was a fun, and it was her idea from what we're seeing. I just can't bring myself to do it. The same reason I can't bring myself to like Fiji, because I want to like Fiji, but all the negativity. I want to like Stacy, but it's a one-off scene. It's just the coffee scene that turns me off to her, but it just sticks in my mind so hard.
It says a lot about
that. I can't like this person.
Yeah. Right? Even when you are comfortable and you have everything, and it's just the aspect of they talk about how going on a power trip or doing this or doing that. We're just so good, and you have everything, and you're still talking shit to someone that's on your tribe when you're winning, and it's not even a game aspect. It's just I'm critiquing you because you don't know how to use a freaking French press. And I was thinking about that dynamic of having one tribe that has everything and having another tribe that doesn't have anything. Kind of, to me, boosted Earl and Yau-Man's kind of likabilities because they start the game with nothing,
right?
Yeah, and then so they have that semblance of suffering, right? Where they have they lived in Slum City, right? And then eventually they switch, then they go to the Ritz, and then it's okay, now they're cooking here, and then versus some characters never had that level of suffering the whole game, whereas other characters have too much suffering and they're just aggro the whole time. They have a kind of a good balance of seeing both ends of the spectrum, and I think that's why Earl and Yau-Man were really likable, besides other reasons too.
Absolutely. So then also at Moto we do get Boo getting hurt a lot, which we haven't talked too much about Boo, but he's very accident prone here, and Boo is interesting. So he has, I believe, the highest challenge stats of any player, tribal and individual, because his tribe kept winning, and then he won 2 individual immunities, I think. So I don't know the exact number, but it's something like 14 or 17 or something. So and then he also got James Clement and Russell Hantz on the show. So
that's I didn't know about the Russell Hantz thing until way later.
Yeah.
And every time I've watched Fiji since then, it's like, man, that Cajun accent, like you can tell immediately. It's like, oh yeah, you don't hear that type of Cajun accent from everybody that's on the show. The only time I've heard that Cajun accent is from
over here.
This guy, whose name I won't say, but yeah, this guy. Yeah, it was fun. The Survivor Specialist did a top 100 back in 2020. They did the top 100 Survivor players of all time, and Boo was in their top 90, I believe.
Yeah, I remember that.
Interesting.
And I remember being so shocked by it. And then Jake, like you said, they brought up his stats challenge-wise. It's like, no, okay, yeah, numbers don't lie.
Yeah, and he also, will get to his Spy Shack later. He was the first to make the Spy Shack. So, or at least that we know of. There could have been someone beforehand, but
yeah.
But so then let's get to the twist at at that next challenge where Moto wins, but they have the choice to either give up their luxurious camp and go to tribal, give up their luxurious camp and go live at Ravu, or they keep it and then they have to go to tribal. So of course they're going to keep their luxurious camp and sacrifice somebody. So Jeff,
we all agree. Okay. All right.
That wasn't much of a choice, Jeff.
Yeah. Even the person getting voted out was like, I'm totally cool with just like going to tribal and like, I wonder what that dynamic would be like if you were on that season living at the Ritz, perfectly fine, and then like you just get voted out and you go to even more cushy Ponderosa. Like it's like, did you like was there really that much suffering going on this island, or was it like actually like that bad kind of thing?
Yeah. Shane, anything?
I feel like they had to mix it up because you can't just have one tribe like win everything, which we saw in Palau. But it's interesting, like they mix it up here, and in Palau they decided not to, because I feel like in Palau there probably should have been a swap. I mean, they should have just merged at Final 10, and it's like it's interesting to see those production decisions. But yeah, it was a funny part of this tribal for me, which I love this moment, and it kind of makes Dreamz endearing to me, is the whole soliloquy thing.
Yes.
Or Shaliqua, whatever he called it.
So good.
Because like Dreamz, like he's a very endearing character, and he gets villainized. I mean, now we've seen crazy stuff in Survivor, but back then, he was like the #1 villain of all time. Yes, it was villainous, but like
at that time, like if you were someone like me that like doing this in chronological, right, got to Fiji, saw that happen with Dreamz, I was like, man, like Dreamz is whatever, and then like the rest of the Survivor history happens, and you're like, oh, Dreamz, that's like saint behavior compared to like what other people will eventually do in this series.
Yeah, we'll get to Dreamz' decision later. Obviously, like it's a no-brainer what Dreamz does later on, and like to me, I think Dreamz is unfairly villainized. Like I think he's a really fun character in this season. I think his wishy-washy, it does hurt him, but at the same time, he's also a decent player. Like he's a good player. I
think a good way to describe Dreamz' game, and it starts here, is I wrote it down, is like he has good intentions and really bad execution. And a moment that stood out for me was in this episode when he basically says, Lisi or Cassandra, it's you, because you're the weakest. And like the execution's so bad, but like it's not a bad thought or game move. And this will come up later too, when he, even in the reunion, like Jeff's trying to get him to admit, like, were you always going to do the truck deal or not? And like he can't even like articulate it there.
This time around, so Shane, what you just said, like it finally triggered me. It's like what ours did in Panama, but watching it this time, Dreamz reminded me of another finalist. Reminded me of Chase Rice.
Ooh, yeah.
It's like, man, this guy is so flip-floppy and just cannot make up his mind, but he's so wholesome and endearing, and people want to like him because of this, that, and the other, and he keeps turning on all these people, and in the end, he's always going to lose against Earl, so it's not like Chase where if he was in a certain situation he might have won. But it's like, okay, yeah, Dreamz, he's not a fan of the show.
Right.
Like he's just doing things.
I was recruited to be here. Like I was
cool to do, like cool to see that he's just working on impulse, and it's still working out for him for the most part. And yeah, this time I was like, oh man, he's just black Chase Rice, or Chase Rice is white him. Either way, they're the same player. They're the same player.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's a really good comparison. And it's something we can bring up when we talk about Chase Rice in like a couple months.
And they both kind of have like this crescendo moment at the finale where it's like you can kind of criticize like their whole game, but like they kind of like stand up for themselves at the end. Because you're like, I don't know if this character is ever going to stand up for themselves. And then all of a sudden they have like this awakening in the finale, and they actually can hold their ground. And then like at their reunion, they're like 10 times more confident than they were like what was portrayed through the edit of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Agree with that. We got the Liliana blindside, which it's strange to me because they don't give us the context of explorers and builders. You have like Alex Angarita and Edgardo being like, we can't get rid of Liliana, and then all of a sudden they go along with it after calling their entire alliance stupid. Like it's such a weird decision, I think, and from the edit that we are given. But
and do you think because Cook Islands would have aired, like they filmed these, but Cook Islands aired, do you think they re-edited the season so that race wouldn't be an issue because of the backlash they got from Cook Islands?
Yeah,
because a lot of race is not the central part of Cook Islands, but it is what the season is built around.
Right.
And here, there are a couple of situations where it's like, why are Alex and Edgardo like so on the Liliana bus here? Like that's weird-ish. Oh, it's because of this. Well, it's the same thing. Why doesn't Anthony just want to vote out
Erica? Yeah.
Yeah, why doesn't Anthony just want to vote out Erica? Why is Dreamz kind of going the bat for Anthony the one round, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that are happening where it's like it feels like it's almost like the 2015, 2016 version of Suicide Squad. Where
it's not true Suicide
Squad. The movie, and it's not even close to what it's supposed to be, or like the Joss Whedon version of Justice League.
Oh gosh,
where there's a OG version, and then there's the version this guy came in and did, and it feels like the same thing with Fiji, where it's like this is what happened, and this is what the editors came in and did to tell their own version of the story, and that's frustrating because we all know what actually happened.
So what would be the Zack Snyder's director's cut version of this is what I want to
know. Black Alliance and the Builders versus the Explorers. Yeah. Like that is the story of the season. Yeah. And they don't tell either one of those.
Yeah. All right. So let's just fast forward through Liliana, or we talk about Liliana, Rita. Fast forward through that. Let's get to the swap. And so the swap here, unless you guys wanted to bring up anything else.
No, like at this point,
I mean, one thing. Oh, go for it. Go ahead.
I say like at this point, the Anthony Rocky feud is full steam ahead, and we're about to get to that crescendo of just getting ganged up on.
Yeah. Shane, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say the one thing we should know is like Rita randomly votes for Earl, which
yes, we need to know
that's important. Yeah,
she ruins Earl's perfect game. I really hate this. Like Earl deserves to be the first perfect winner in Survivor history, and like it's not like Earl did anything wrong to get Rita's vote. She literally just throws her vote on him for no reason. I don't know. Like it bothers me.
We've all played wars, right? People just kind of throw their, oh, this person's not going to get voted out, so let's throw it this way because I don't want to vote this person. It's like, or you just not do that.
Yeah. Or people claim that they're wanting to manage your jury vote, and then they actually blow up their games later on down the line. Yeah. I've been there.
No comment. No comment.
And then other funny thing before the swap is in episode 5 when Lisi just face plants.
Oh yes, we need to mention that because we needed to laugh at that because it is the funniest thing ever. Because she tries to cheat at the challenge, and then she just walks off the platform and face plants.
Yup.
And her hat stays on. The
camera just stays on Lisi for like
time frame. I think Michelle also falls, but like, whatever.
They're
Lisi
falling off
is
the
poetic justice.
They're like lemmings falling off the platform. Just like
we'll get to Michelle falling off because
Michelle could actually have been hurt in her fall.
Yeah.
Lisi just took over her feet.
Yeah. I honestly thought Michelle would have broken something there. Yeah, like I don't know. That's crazy to me. But so yeah, now that we've talked about Lisi face planning, we get to the swap, and so we do get them picking tribes. Lisi is left over, goes to exile, basically says she wants to give up now, and Jeff. This is where Jeff is just done with quitters at this point. He's watched Austin quit and Janu quit, and we don't. The All Stars ones are different stories, but Austin and Janu quit. Jeff is just done, and he's like, maybe that time in exile will get your screws in your head right, and you'll come back wanting to play. I love that so much.
He's just so done with it at this point. I could definitely tell maybe why he got burnt out by the time he got to Gabon. Even though there were some great seasons in between there, but at the same time though, it's we do call this the golden age of Survivor, but there is some crazy stuff that happens in these seasons that warrant maybe you do need to go to exile to get yourself checked out for a little bit. But it's just he's like, Lisi, I'm not even surprised that you want to quit. It's it would be you that would want to quit if you didn't get to this point. It's the moment these characters get away from the plush Ritz, then it's I can't handle it. I'm like, it's called Survivor. That's
the thing is I'm one of the big Survivor things I'm always torn on is recruits versus not recruits versus super fans.
Yeah. And
for me, I look at these stretch of seasons as far as we had great characters. We had great, people that we Parvati was a character at first. But on the other end of that, you get people that are more susceptible to one quitting, with two just not caring about the actual game itself. It's them trying to become popular or whatever. It's I don't know if I want that. Do I want a bunch of game bots? No. So yes, I am very much in the middle of it, but it's it's something I've always been torn about. It's do I want the game bots or do I want people that don't know the show and are just here because, hey, it's a TV show and I get to go on, and if I ever want to quit, I can just do that. If I want Zens, I can go do that afterwards. That's and Lisi is at the middle of if I were to rank every player all time, Lisi would be in the bottom 10.
She would be
which is
bottom
crazy.
10.
Yeah,
she's bottom 10 period. At Russell Hance down there, Ben Browning, Shannon from Nicaragua, Rocky, Lisi is in that bottom 10.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I didn't know that this season was they're going after people they're trying to recruit versus apply, which adds a whole new layer of I've never thought about Survivor and that aspect because I go to the University of Tennessee, we try to get as many students as possible to play the game, or sometimes we try to recruit players, and so it's just a different dynamic of I didn't think that a player's mentality might be different versus if you recruit them versus if they actually willingly apply, because if they're willingly applying, then that means they probably really, really want to be there versus if you're just straight up recruiting them, maybe they'll find the love of the game while they're there, or maybe they won't, kind of thing. Maybe it's I think the best case scenario you could hope for with recruiting players is that they'll fall in love with it as the game progresses versus like I don't care as much about it. And we've obviously seen this progress through all of Survivor.
Yep, agreed.
Yep.
So let's skip ahead now. Let's get to the Anthony Tribal Council. This is where Cringe Jeff comes out. Apparently decides to take Rocky's side in this for some reason. Because Anthony's basically, because Anthony's like basically getting attacked, and like basically Rocky's just telling him he's not a man, and like all this other stuff, and Jeff's like, this is tough love, Anthony. Rocky's teaching you a lesson or whatever or something. It like basically is what Jeff is saying. And like even Alex Angarita is like, everything Rocky is saying, that if I was Anthony, that would hurt my feelings. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just shitty, honestly.
It's uncomfortable like watching it all, and especially because it's like this is a culmination of it, but it started in like episode 3 where Anthony hate comes. It's just not comfortable to watch.
Right. Just like him kind of like viewing him like as like a weak person and as a weak man, and it's just the idea of like maybe like if he like speaks up against it, he's at this point like Anthony doesn't have like any friends there, like his tribe, and then he just got proven that literally Jeff the host is not on my side here, even though he's supposed to have an unbiased view. It as a player, that must have probably felt overwhelming in a sense. Like literally everybody here has this perception of they don't like you because of who you are as a person, because you're being perceived as weak. And I'm like, Rocky, you're like, you weigh less than I do, and you're a stream being kind of thing, and you're not helping us win shit. Right. So I don't know like where you're, what is going on here. And then like, I'm sure if he said anything against that, he'll go, whoa there, Anthony, that's too much. And then Jeff's like, whoa there, that's a lot. Like, it's dumb shit like that. And obviously it's just not a good send off for Anthony at the time. But it's just, I mean, most of everybody on that tribe gets their comeuppance anyways. Right. So it's like, whatever.
I'm not comparing this to Island of the Idols. I'm not comparing this to Thailand.
Yeah.
But in both those seasons, I had episodes that happened where I just kind of emotionally check out.
Yeah.
In Fiji, it's this episode where it's like, I think I'm done. Like, I'm going to keep watching, and fun things are going to happen, and Earl's going to win at the end, and that's going to be great. But this is the episode where I'm like, I think I'm good because of everything that you guys just said. We it's called Tribe of Nerds. Like we all are. Come on, let's be real.
We're all Anthony.
We're all Anthony. And every time I watch this season, which is a lot, it's just like it's one of those things where it's like maybe it'll happen differently this time. Maybe they won't get rid of Anthony right here.
Yeah. And
then they do. It's like that, and everything that surrounds it happens as well. And it's so frustrating because it didn't have to, and obviously the other type of optics is not best either. But if we're just looking from a gameplay aspect, Anthony's trying not to be aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because if he does that, then all of a sudden, he's angry. He's this. He's what Erica is. Erica's this, and it's like, well, no, it's just this shit bag right here. Rocky, it just.
Mm-hmm.
And I apologize if Rocky's the person going for. What if? I don't care. Like it's very frustrating watching that happen, watching everything unfold like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. With the context of the time kind of thing, because it's like maybe they're like again like we're in this point where they're holding out for certain characters. Like maybe Rocky will turn into this combination of Boston Rob and Shane. Like wouldn't that be magical to see kind of thing? But then it's just like it just doesn't manifest, right? Yeah. So it's like maybe and that's a production aspect as well when you're casting is like your hope is that certain characters end up like really popular characters that you just stumbled upon. But in this season it's proven doesn't work like that all the time. So especially when you recruit people and you don't take like actual people that are auditioning.
Right. Any other thoughts on this before we move on to other things? All right. Let's for sure, absolutely. Let's hit the idol hunts on the Ravu and Moto camps. So the 4 horsemen find the Ravu idol, and the funny thing is when the editors decide to also make fun of Lisi, and Lisi waking up and thinking that the guys like are trying to outwit her, and you have to wake up real early to outwit an old cat like me. It's like, Lisi, they did that.
As they're cropping it shows them like digging like as she's like asleep. It's like, okay.
Yeah. It's
I
actually
bad like all around. Like strategy, likability, personality, everything. She just can't win.
No. I was gonna say I actually really like Mookie just like pretending to dig when she wakes up and just being like, I already have the idol, I'm just doing it because I want to screw with Lisi.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then Mookie, I wrote down like when they get the idol and like it's kind of a group effort, but Mookie grabs it and like he's like, I want to keep this for myself. It's definitely like him showing he's a gamer. And he's someone that I would have loved to see come back. I think he had a lot of potential in the game.
I agree. I think once he especially got separated from Rocky, like then I think I started to like Mookie a little bit more. So,
he's great.
Yeah. And then we of course have Yau-Man finding his idol after Earl helps take everyone else away from camp. And you get the iconic kissing the turtle and making I'm not sure what noise Yau-Man makes, but
it's a noise.
Oh, like, yeah.
I'm about to jump out my skin here.
He's like goes crazy. This guy's insane, but you love him. Don't be standing near a canoe if you're next to him. They'll just shove you into
it. Oh boy, this is so good. And then he does make a fake idol. We said Austin Carty made it in Panama, so he was the first. But Yau-Man is the first on screen to show us a fake idol. So I on it.
I.
Oh, it's so good. All right. So the only other thing I wanted to mention pre-merge is we do get the Mecha dance, which is a cool little challenge. I actually found this one a lot of fun. Dreamz does a backflip, which is really fun. So, and apparently that was the only good thing of Ravu's dance numbers.
Yeah. You get the one guy that knows how to do acrobatics. Who can do a flip? I can.
The cheerleading coach.
Really, like, okay.
Yeah, Earl, you can tell Earl put everything he had into that, and that's I mean, this is one of the more clear winners edits of throughout all the seasons, and this is just another one of it's like, oh man, we're really putting emphasis on the fact this dude he's not playing around. Like he's taking this shit as seriously as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, that dance challenge is definitely one of the most like weird challenges they've had, but I love it because this is the thing I miss about Survivor now is we don't go to new locations and focus on the culture of it all. Like it's just Fiji and culture doesn't mean
anything. Ironically, and this takes place in Fiji.
Yeah, that's the irony. This does take place in Fiji.
So yeah, we do lose Rocky and Lisi. Unfortunately, they do make jury, which sucks.
Darn.
I hate the pre-merge jury. Like, I just think to
I
me
don't know
that
why they do that because they haven't played with everybody, so their votes aren't the most informed in the end.
No, so Cook Islands started it, and then this continued what Cook Islands did, and then Heroes versus Villains does it, which I'm okay with Heroes versus Villains doing it because then we get Coach and Courtney on the jury, so like I'm okay with that.
Everything that season does is okay. It's like they can do whatever they want.
Cole plays an idol.
But yeah, so I mean that is the pre-merge of Survivor Fiji. So now let's hit the merge, which starts with a non-merge twist. Merge tribe name?
Bula Bula.
Yes. Bula Bula, hello. It's much better than combining the tribe names. So
yeah, Jake, how do you feel about Bula Bula? I know you drive a hard
Why
train.
wasn't this on our ranking list?
yeah,
Merch
we
tribe.
should have done a merge tribe ranking, but I don't know. I mean,
I'm kidding.
I feel like that would have been like
it would be America at the bottom and like I don't know.
Yeah, threading
Yin
and
Yang
roll.
at number one. Like,
but yeah, so we do get the split tribal. So they do go to exile. They think they're living on exile, and then Mookie is like, "Oh, I'm excited to go back to the camp, the luxury camp," and then it's all gone, which is pretty funny. But
and then you can see people that have not been in the slums react, and they're like, "Oh no!" and like my life is ruined. And then everyone else has just been living in slum cities, like, "Yep, just another day at the office." You know, it's like same old at this point. I feel like Fiji is like a tree, and we're like hitting like every branch on the way down as we like get through this. And maybe you'll like stop at a branch because like something cool happens, like a big move, and then just continue to keep falling through this tree.
Yeah. Well, let's hit the split tribal twist. So we all of a sudden have this twist where they're randomly split into two teams. They do this challenge. Yau-Man and Earl's team wins, and they find out they're not allowed to go back to camp and strategize. And so
I don't get, like, what is their logic behind this twist if you're not going to let them strategize and it's the first merge vote? Like, I don't get it. Like,
they
what
wanted
thinking.
I think they were hoping that it would look cool, but then like it ended up not being cool at all.
Right.
It's like the Matt. Which one was it in 44? Was it Matt or Matthew?
It was Matt Blankenship.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, you can't go back and get your idol. Like, you're just screwed.
Oh,
sorry. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's like, oh no, sorry. Yeah, Michelle.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, and it's once again, it's production doing too much.
Yeah.
Stay away from us. Just let the game happen.
Right. Yeah.
At this point now, like, and it has an effect in the split tribal, and we haven't really mentioned it, is we really get these two like competing alliances. Like, we have the four horsemen come together, and then we have Earl and Yau-Man syndicate. And then like Stacy and Boo get over there. But to me, and I've mentioned this before to you, it's like the editing is so weird this season because like in so many seasons, like original tribe lines hold. It didn't hold in the swap. It doesn't hold in the merge. Like, we're kind of like, where are these alliances coming from? But it's all supposedly this like builders and explorers thing from day one that held. Never mentioned in the edit. We're just supposed to be like, oh yeah, it's normal that original tribe lines are just not even an issue whatsoever.
Yeah, it's confusing because I mean, looking at who's left, I'm assuming the builders were like Earl, Yau-Man, Boo. So, and then explorers were probably the four horsemen in there. So
yeah, because like it's confusing why like Mookie isn't with Earl and Yau-Man because they were on Ravu together.
Right. Yeah, it is definitely confusing. So it is Michelle, Dreamz, Alex, Mookie, and Stacy, and they go to tribal, and it's between Michelle and Stacy. And basically we're led to believe that Dreamz hears that Michelle says that she isn't close to Dreamz, and that apparently is what we're led to believe why Dreamz ends up voting Michelle out. Even though Mookie says that they're trying to get Stacy out because they don't want her around, which ends up biting them the next vote. So Dreamz flips, takes out Michelle. So I don't think it was a last minute decision. I think Dreamz is underestimated, and I feel like he made this move because he knew he could get in Earl's alliance and get closer without Michelle there. So
that makes sense. Yeah,
and he has the non-shown alliance of him, Cassandra, Earl, and it's just three of them at this point.
Right.
So like optics wise, yeah, vote out Michelle, but who cares? The three of us are tied, right? Like, it doesn't matter who I vote out here.
Exactly.
It's the three of us. That's what you're telling me. And it's Dreams and Cassandra are both underappreciated. I won't say underrated. Underappreciated because I don't feel like most people will go back and watch Fiji.
Mhm.
People that go back and watch Fiji, I feel like they gain Dreams number one as far as like gain an appreciation for it. But Cassandra, if you watch her more than twice, you realize, oh man, everyone kind of like she's just in the middle of a lot. Like people want to talk to her about things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, she is someone that people kind of go to. Hey, we want you to. Hey, if you come with us and you turn on these people, like, hey, we know that you would be the person to potentially do this.
Mhm.
I don't think she's skating by. I think that she's playing a decent game. I think Dreams is playing a really good game. It's just that their final four was against Yau-Man or Earl, which they
Right.
both lose to either way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think with Cassandra, like I just feel like again she was gonna have a harder time against who she went to the end with, regardless. But I do feel like she is in the middle of things. And like she does win that challenge, the touchy subjects, because she gets every question right because she is in tune with what is going on. So like I will give her credit there, absolutely. It just that unfortunately is not going to matter because of where the alliances stand. And then she is pretty much she is with the Black Alliance, and then she is like 100%. She has to stick with that alliance and kind of go to the end because it's just how things have shaken out with the people there.
Mhm.
Yeah, and credit to Cassandra too is maybe I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but in the Edgardo boot episode, the four horsemen, Edgardo suggests like target Cassandra because Cassandra's really like the glue holding together like Earl's alliance, where you get rid of her, then Earl and Yao are kind of on their own. Where like if you get rid of others, Cassandra's still there and holding everyone together.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do remember that being said. So let's get to the downfall of the four horsemen now. This is a huge moment in Survivor history. So first big downfall, Mookie decides to tell Dreams about the idol. Edgardo like basically says that was a terrible idea, which I'm gonna agree with Edgardo. This is Mookie's huge mistake in this game.
Yeah, it basically just sets everything up for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't know where he was thinking of like, okay, well, we really need Dreams to stick with us at this point, and maybe it's just like he felt like trust wasn't going anywhere, so he just decided to put it out there for Dreams to actually trust him. I don't know.
Yeah,
it could be that. I mean, if you have an alliance name, you have the four horsemen.
it's a pretty sick name.
You want to make sure everyone is in on the plan, the whole plan, or most of the plan. Yeah, you tell Dreams that. Was it a mistake? Yes, but it's a cliche as big as anything else. Hindsight is 2020. It's very similar to JT giving the idol to Russell in Heroes and Villains, where JT only has optics of Micronesia to go off of. He doesn't know who Russell Hance is.
Yeah.
And all he's seeing is men going home in this tribe.
Yeah.
Why would I not give the idol to someone that I think I can work with down the line? If I'm in an alliance with Dreams, I want to make sure that he knows that, like, hey, we're good. We're doing this. I'm going to tell him. If it bites me in the ass, the fans back home are going to say it was a stupid move. And yes, it is a stupid move as a whole. But, like, in the moment, I think I'm doing something to further my game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah, I see it from that perspective for sure. So we get individual immunity. Yau-Man does win. So this is a challenge where typically women do win these types of challenges because they have smaller feet. But Yau-Man's just a tiny man. So
You have to say you're a tiny Asian man.
Is this the first season with that challenge where they put their feet on both
I think so.
angles? Again, Fiji's good for something. Then they introduced a couple staple challenges.
Right. I think this is because then the next time it's Token Teens and then Heroes
Definitely,
versus Villains.
and Coach has his moment.
Yes, the coach moment, the scream.
Yeah, I can
Can't wait to
So then this is where the downfall really begins for the Four Horsemen. So Cassandra becomes the target, and then Dreamz witnesses that Mookie passes the idol to Alex, and then he goes and tells Earl, and then we get Stacy Kimball, of all people, suggesting the biggest moment in Survivor so far, one of the biggest moments, of course. Why don't we just vote for Edgardo? They wouldn't see it coming. So
It's so nonchalant too. It's like,
it's such a simple thing. Like they're just it's crazy because it's not like it. I don't know. It seems like it's treated like it's such a huge move, which it kind of is. But at the same time, though, it's like, man, it's like, well, we gotta go after these two guys. I'm like, well, we don't really have to. Why don't we just take out this other guy?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my, that's genius. And then it's like it's like out of the four of us, it's like three of you are safe, and there's just me. And like, why don't I get out the guy who doesn't have anything? It's like that's that's so smart. That's such a great. Well, the fallout of that being like they wasted the idol, which is that's why the move seems more like big as it actually is because they wasted an idol and they got rid of a different person, which is I guess I can see the thrill of that.
Absolutely. Shane?
Yeah, I think to that point, it's just that like the obvious thing is not obvious all the time. So therefore it seems really innovative. And like I truly think this was one of the early innovative moves in Survivor because we hadn't seen anything like it. And typically like you'd expect that, we get this new idol mechanics, it's going to take some time for people to adapt. And the very first season that it happens, you have recruited players that don't know the game and they're the ones that figure it out.
Yeah. That is crazy to think about. Drew?
We go from Cowboy having his dream in Cook Islands about splitting the vote, something that doesn't happen proper until what?
Heroes versus Villains?
Heroes versus Villains?
Yeah, I think so.
That's kind of insane.
When the idol isn't what it is.
Yeah.
To hijack another podcast, the evolution of strategy in Fiji is, hey, why don't we just vote for the third option here? Yeah. Like it's not, and it's crazy because like as human beings, like I feel like most of us think logically. Some people think other ways, whatever. But like at the end of the day, that's not the craziest thing to think about. Yeah. But because we've been trained for 13, 14 seasons at this point to not think like that, when it finally happens on screen, it's like, oh my God, that's crazy that this happened. But it's like, but we all know that, maybe not us specifically, but we know that if we were playing in that alliance, someone would have come up with that idea because it's such a simple plan. Yeah. But because it's the first time that it's happened, and because it leads to what eventually happens, which Jake's going to get to, it just makes for such good TV because in that moment it's like, wow, it is that easy. We could just do that, and we could all be fine.
Yeah, even Earl's like, we could vote out Edgardo, and I'm like, because they're thinking about it. They're like, oh, we could do that. That's actually a really good idea. And then they get the tribal council, and it happens, and you see Edgardo's like smile just like drop, and it's like, let's not. I did like seeing him like go out and kind of get teary eyed was like, man, that sucked. Like that guy was like, he obviously was someone that was recruited that I think like ended up actually like loving the game, kind of thing. And it was like, damn, and then like Mookie and Alex were like, oh no. Yeah, like, it's the Four Horsemen's apocalypse.
Yes, kind of thing, so. That's a good line. That's a good line. Okay. But as soon as their smiles drop, it's so iconic. And like you said, Jonathan, I actually like Edgardo.
I like him a lot.
I think he could be a pretty good player. I mean, he was like basically talking sense into Alex and Mookie through some of these. Like I mentioned, like he's telling Mookie that he shouldn't have done that with Dreamz. other stuff. Like, I feel like Edgardo very much, if he doesn't get sniped out of the game here, like maybe he does make a deeper run.
Mhm.
The Cassandra of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
Finagles his way back in somehow.
Yeah.
Edgardo, come on the show. We love you.
Yeah. We'd love to get you on, actually. But yeah, anything else to say about this amazing tribal council?
Earl
I mean-
shit anything.
Yeah, and then
Oh, Earl's great.
Yeah, Earl's great, yeah.
was so smug too. Like when he played the idol, like he was so smug, that expression on his face, and that just dropped.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's so good. So good. But yeah, goodbye, Edgardo. And now Alex and Mookie realize they are completely screwed, and they resort to deciding to blackmail poor Yau-Man.
Mhm.
So
This was so uncomfortable too, like just so cringe.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's well, just like
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
It's like I can understand, like, from an aspect of like you're desperate and you're like gonna go home. Like there have been seasons of Survivor where it's like maybe if you're like the last one standing in like the merge, or if you're in a duo, maybe you can finagle your way into a group and figure it out. But there's just some seasons where there's no way that you're gonna break that like core group in there. So I don't really know how, like, I don't know if there would have been like a better strategy to come up with, but they like clearly knew like we're both like gonna be gone. Like if we don't figure this out, like, well, let's go blackmail Yau-Man. And then, but it's like they would expect that to like for his allies to be like, Yau-Man, I can't believe you lied to us, man.
Right.
It's like, no, didn't work at all. And it was just like they already didn't have any stock with those other players
right.
to work with them. So it was just kind of like a Hail Mary that ended up like hitting a fan in the face kind of thing. And it didn't hit the player that you wanted it to hit. It just ended up pissing off the crowd even more.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I love how they like Yau-Man goes and talks to people. It's like they blackmailed me, and they're like, how could they blackmail you, Yau-Man?
Poor Yau-Man. Like he's helpless, right? Cut scene to him shoving Fairplay into a canoe and just like, oh.
Yeah, that's what they want us to think.
Yeah.
Ominous thing.
We do also get Boo popping his knee out, so that happens.
I think this is when the real story arc of Boo starts.
Yeah,
When he really starts getting to his shine. It's when he like starts, he's living in luxury and he's just kind of like lounging around, not doing too much. He's winning, but as a tribe,
and he's getting hurt.
Starts becoming an individual game, and then he starts like throwing himself out there. And I think like him like popping his knee and making Jeff wince, and like this is when Boo really comes alive. Like he really kind of like they focus more on him with certain aspects of the game.
Right. Yeah. Because like Boo again goes on a couple of challenges in a winning streak. Really shows himself more, and he has the spy shack like for the first time ever. Like I don't know. I think Boo is like a little bit interesting in that, like the things that he tries to do here. I don't know if I necessarily agree with his final tribal stuff either, but
that's we'll get there when we get
We'll
there.
get there. Don't worry.
We got plenty to say about that.
Yeah. All right. So then this is where we have Alex and Mookie knowing they're on the bottom. We have the battleship challenge, which is a terrible challenge because you basically have to hit yourself in order to basically get people out. And so basically Mookie and Alex know they're in trouble. Alex decides, okay, they might be splitting on me and Mookie now. I'm going to vote Mookie out in the hopes that they are splitting, and then I'll survive. And it's like a no-brainer strategy to save yourself, but we've never seen anything like that happen before. So like Alex does end up saving himself 3 more days.
And that strategy, again, that's very common now, whereas back then you had seemed like people, when they're in alliances, they would stick to their alliances till the bitter end, right? Like they would not vote that person out. But this kind of reminds me of like the in Game Changers when Tony got voted out and he was kind of allied with Caleb and Malcolm, but they voted him out anyways because there's like you don't want to look bad like
Right.
you're with the majority. You want to seem like you're kind of with the majority, like the optics of it, if you will. So that's a good point. That this is, I think, probably the first time that like Alex, or just Alex in general, or a player in general, they knew they were screwed, but they wanted to at least buy themselves a couple more days and wanted to have a good kind of perception or optic. Well, I voted Mookie out, so I'm kind of with you guys. So maybe that will change people's minds about keeping me around instead of constantly being this player that's voting against them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the only thing with that though is I feel like he did absolutely no favors for himself after this tribal and the next day, because he alienates Dreamz, he alienates Yao, and he could have took those people, formed a group, need one more to get the votes on your side, or make like a 3-2-2 vote or something, and then he's golden. But I don't know, ego, whatever it is, he's like, I'm never working with Dreamz. He betrayed me, blah blah blah. With that gameplay,
I feel like from what we see in the finale, I think it's more of the ego.
Yeah.
I think it's more of an ego kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a tad. God.
We'll get there. But yeah, so I mean, honestly, the only other memorable thing from Alex's boot episode is just him and Boo like trying to scale the pole, and Alex is like desperately trying to like climb up and just keep slipping down, and then Boo just like just reaches up, and it's a fun moment. But yeah, so Alex goes, let's get to our car deal. So this is really what defines the season, these last two episodes.
The deal from hell.
Yes. So this is going to be the end of the car curse, at least in US Survivor. It would come back in international seasons. Yeah, so basically Yau-Man wins the car award and knows that Dreamz does not have a car. He's been homeless. So he knows Dreamz would really like this car. So he makes the deal. If we both make it to Final Four and you win immunity, you will give it to me. And then you will get this car in return right now. So it is very much a very, I'll just say it, a shady deal. Like this is Yau-Man's doing something very, very shady. I can definitely see the argument, like he's taking advantage of a homeless man, like, or formerly homeless man. Like, I totally get that. And yeah, I mean, obviously it's not going to work out, but it was definitely Yau-Man trying to make this very shady, very big move. So
yeah, I mean, I know they thought it was a final two supposedly, but like also when Jeff told them it's a final three, no one seemed shocked. But I think they didn't even know what was happening. But if I were Dreamz and I take this deal, I feel like you have a few rounds now. Set yourself up well so that if you're at the final four, you're with people that there's someone else they're going to vote out and not you, so you can do good, give Yau-Man the necklace, and you're not going home.
Right.
Of course, he took the other path, which is good too, which vote Yau-Man out before the final four.
Yeah, he was trying. He was trying to do that, and then it just didn't. It was just one of those things that didn't work out, though. But obviously, a very shady deal from the lovable Yau-Man.
Yes. Very shady. Drew, anything on this?
Well, so the rumor and innuendo is everyone kind of agreed we're going to throw the shot on for Dreamz to win.
Yeah.
And of course, we don't see that because it's Fiji. And instead, we get the person that's being portrayed as the lovable hero in Yau-Man making this deal with Dreamz, who's not being portrayed as a villain, but he is being portrayed as flip-floppy, which he is. It's fine. Everyone, like even the people that hated Dreamz at the time, and people that still randomly hate Dreamz now, because time has changed a lot of people's opinions. And the people that hate Dreamz now, it's like, yeah. So you're telling me that you would have given up the necklace at Final Four? Because if you are saying that, you're a liar. You are. You're lying to me. Yes, in 2007, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Because the only thing that happened up to that point was fair play in his grandma. Like, that was the biggest lie that's ever happened.
Right.
And in this moment, do I believe that Dreams always planned on keeping the necklace? Yes. Of course I do. Do I think that he was torn in the moment when the situation came, and right now we're going to get to it? Yes, I also believe that.
Mhm.
But like, I feel like, and this is me going off in the fandom, the people that still hate Dreams, it's like, you guys are hypocrites because you know that you would do this. And if you wouldn't do this, why would you play Survivor?
Right.
Yeah.
Because the goal is to win the game. And if you're going to give up your chance at winning the game because you made a promise at final 6 or 5,
Yeah.
that's on you.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, it's to me, like, Dreams did the right thing. Obviously, when we get to it, I mean, you know, yeah, the alternative is getting voted out. So,
Mm-hmm.
but as Shane said, like, the better move for him is, yeah, if he had been able to get Yau-Man out, but the other alternative is obviously set himself up better to not have that situation be a problem.
Right.
Which is unfortunately what Dreams did not do.
Yeah, he went with his alliance, and in that alliance, like, Earl is the clear person to win the game, but like,
right,
you can't get him.
Yeah.
He's so well insulated, and
Right,
I feel like he would take Cassandra with him because she was more of like lower key game and easier to win against. Where like Dreams made moves, so it's good to get him out. It's just he was unlikable, but you never know exactly how the jury's gonna feel about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
You're basically
perception.
swimming up Shit's Creek without a paddle if your Dreams by this point, because you're either losing to Earl or you're losing to or Yau-Man. You're losing to Earl or you're losing to Yau-Man. You gotta make it. You gotta make a choice. And if you've been with this alliance since the beginning of the game and it's not being shown, stick with that and get rid of Yau-Man, because in that case you're losing to a member of your alliance.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right, exactly. So then we're gonna get to the tribal. So now, basically, the plan is to blindside Yau-Man, and not tell Earl. So, and Earl has found an idol himself by this point. So, now basically, Earl and Yau-Man are like, okay, we have to do Stacy tonight, because Boo has immunity. And so, basically, I think Stacy honestly tips Yau-Man off at Tribal. She does not say the right words, and so he gets the vibe. Here's what she's saying, and so he plays his idol, and so Stacy goes out, and Jeff does not read the votes correctly for this first one, right? Because they had no idea clearly how to handle this if it happened. So.
Yeah, it was like really weird how he read the votes. And like, we've never seen that, and there's no point to doing it because you know it's gonna happen.
Right. Yeah.
The same thing with the round that Earl catches a vote. Like, he doesn't read the vote that Earl gets, right?
I think he did, but then
he did read it.
When we get to the reunion, when we get to the reunion, Jeff claims that Earl never got a vote against him. So
This whole season was confusing. I think even Jeff was confused. So I'm like, I don't put it past him that it was just like, you know, again, optics, right? Like, you know.
Justice League, the Survivor series. This is what it is. The Survivor's version of Justice League.
The Justice League.
Justice League. Yeah, of Justice League. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Stacy goes, and so then skip ahead, Boo goes, and now we're at the final 4, and we do have this challenge that I think has come back a couple times in the new era. Now it's come back for some international seasons as well, holding on like the vertical board, and the water's pouring down on you, and so comes down to Yau-Man and Dreamz, and so Dreamz wins, and I mean, going into it, you knew just because it makes sense for the story for this to now actually happen. So, so Dreamz wins, and now we're gonna have this big decision: is Dreamz gonna live up to his word? And of course, Dreamz makes the logical decision, breaks the word because he wants to stay in the game, and you know, America got very upset that our dear Yau-Man was betrayed.
Our dear, lovable, heroic, sweet Yau-Man was betrayed
The first thing I noticed about the challenge is Dreams is a very long human being. Like his torso is. I know that has nothing to do with the challenge, but Dreams' torso is so long.
Yeah. Tiny Yau-Man unfortunately had no chance there.
I do remember when Yau-Man finally gets voted out, and then it's like in that moment that Earl goes up to vote, and you see on his face he's just like, he does like one of these as he walks up, and I remember he said like at the reunion, he's like, that's when I knew I won the game.
Yeah.
Right there. And I was like, that's a crazy statement if you're someone like Earl who's watching all this unfold, and then you're, oh well, Earl, go, what are you gonna do? He's like, okay, like just gets up like he's like, wow, I just did it, kind of thing. And it was very clear cut from that point on.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we'll get to the jury very, very shortly and everything that happens because Dreams didn't live up to this deal. I just want to point out also, I think Boo, before he gets booted, says he thinks it'd be hilarious if Dreams breaks his word to Yau-Man, and then we're going to get to Final Tribal, and Boo is really upset. So.
Yeah. I have a feeling everyone, like, all the jury, like, drank before they went up there.
Yeah. I think that's pretty clear.
Alex's face is bloodshot red, and we're pre-HD season, and you can see that shit right on his face.
He's like, stop talking. I am talking.
Yeah, we'll get there very shortly.
I was like, holy crap. Oh.
Yeah, but time to rank Yau-Man. The Fallen Angels here. I'll say my piece after you guys do, but I will give the top 10 rankings for Fallen Angels real quick, and then I'll let you guys talk about Yau-Man. So our top 10 right now, it is Rob Cisternino, Kathy Vio, Rudy, Lex, Terry Dietz, Ian Rosenberger, Johnny Fairplay, Rafe, Jenna Lewis, and Chef Keith Famey. That is the top 10.
That's a great top 10. That's a great top 10.
Yep.
Yau-Man would be in my top 5 for that, like based off of that group. Yau-Man is in my top 5.
He's in my top 10 as well. I have him at number 6 on my list.
Yeah. I have him at number 4. Which I could waver on that too, because I'm looking at who I have around him, but I think it was just based on like win equity, and it seemed like even against your Earl, he would probably win. Like they did the tally at the reunion, and they said he would win, but those are hard to trust. But like I do think he probably wins.
I do too. For me, for Yau-Man, like so my fraternity in college, so I was doing a rewatch then of the seasons up to that point, and we got to Fiji, and I got my fraternity interested in watching Fiji, and they all fell in love with Yau-Man, so they were distraught when Yau-Man got voted out, and so they were loving Yau-Man so much that we had like a Slack group for like business, but then we also had one for like memes and just like fun discussion. And we literally had a meme of Yau-Man's face, and we would just use it because everybody loved Yau-Man so much. So that's a special place in my heart for Yau-Man. And then I will say, this is a story I haven't told anybody, but so Yau-Man did an AMA on Reddit at one point, I think during COVID. And then so I went on there and I'm like, oh cool, maybe I can just say something. And as a joke, I'm just like, my fraternity loved you. Would you consider joining ATO at this point? And he responded, and he said something. He gave some like Yau-Man quote of like, so an organization, maybe it's best for me to not be involved or something. So he politely declined. But,
but he was
yeah. So, but that's just a funny Yau-Man story that I had not told. But I am his 10th overall out of 48. I have Yau-Man pretty high. It's just that there's also some 9 other really good ones that are above him. But I love the Yau-Man. Some other great moments. I mean, we have him going Evel Knievel at the javelin throwing challenge, or archery challenge, or whatever the whole weapons challenges. And then there's just so many good Yau-Man moments. But where Yau-Man stands overall, Yau-Man is the new number 4. He is below Rudy, above Lex. So
We're really putting Rudy on a pedestal here.
Yeah, I'm surprised Rudy's so high.
I think it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I guess everyone has different criteria, and we never specified like what we're ranking them on. Like, is it as like a strong player in the game or just like character?
Yeah.
And I mean, from the first boot rankings, there's clearly character vibes in there because Wanda's so high up. As a character, yes, like one of the most memorable first boots, but like no, she was never.
First boot of American Idol,
Yeah. So yeah, there we go. That's Keith Famey just got kicked out of the top 10. So
Not
all right.
Love you, Keith.
All right, final tribal council. So we have the all black final 3 for the first time ever. Is it the only time ever that we've gotten all black? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So that's to be commended as well, to have an all black final 3 for the only time in Survivor history. And I know Earl's spoken out about how like Survivor didn't focus on that positive of that. So I think Survivor
is it mentioned at all in the finale, or is it just kind of like
no?
That's why.
Yeah, that's how everyone treats them, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have my notes. Lisi and Alex both suck. We've already mentioned Alex. Alex goes full douchebag lawyer mode, and
like that was, to me, that was out of like left field. Like
Yeah.
I knew like there was like some normal like bitterness and blah blah blah. We get there and it's just like skirt like hard. I'm like, whoa! I'm like, this is like bitter jurors is like a normal. It's a staple of Survivor. You know, it's like it's there. It happens. Like I've been to bitter juror before, but like I don't think like that was like kind of insane. Like I was like, that was ridiculous. It's like, who gave them mimosas before they came up here?
Right.
Kind of thing. Like
The fact that Rocky's not top 5 worst jurors on this season is insane.
it's like,
Yeah.
Rocky, what are you doing here?
Yeah, all he does is ask.
Rocky's pretty. He's fine.
Yeah, he just asks who the biggest kicker is, and yeah.
To me, like this whole final tribal, it seemed like the jury's mind was made up and this was just very performative. They were like,
Yeah.
we know what we're doing. We don't need to ask them questions, so let's make a show out of it. And they didn't make a good show of it.
No.
Yeah.
And then
And it doesn't go well. Everyone that has played orgs or LRGs before. I always say, like, especially when I'm on the jury, I'm just like, please don't go up there flashing your dick, which basically means don't go up there showboating just for the sake of showboating.
Right.
Because we're not playing to an audience. We're playing to the VL or whoever, like if it's a live game, whoever's on production or whatever. We're not doing this for an audience. And in Fiji, Shane, I agree with you. It kind of felt like, yeah, we're all going to vote for Earl, but like we want to have our Sue Hawk moment. Yeah. You're not going to have your Sue Hawk moment. You're not. Like, it's very rare that people have a Sue Hawk level moment. Yeah. You know, I put Eric Cardona up there because I love him. But like, it's very rare that you're going to be on that same level. And in this season, everyone looks at Sue, right or wrong, everyone looks at Sue's as like this great speech, even though like it was pretty shitty, the stuff that she was saying.
Yeah.
No one looks at the jury in Fiji and say, "Oh man, like that was good shit that she asked Dreamz how many zeros are in a million." It's like, no, you just come off as a monster. And Alex just kind of comes off as a monster. And Boo's giving
the Christian speech.
Sarge vibes.
Like
once again, I know I keep bringing up Sarge, but like,
Yep.
Dreamz, you have doomed yourself to hell. Like, I thought that,
the fact that Rocky is not a hateable juror is insane because he's a hateable character.
Yeah, that just, Coach, that just speaks to just the irony of this season in general. It's like the one guy that goes up there, they expect to give a hate speech, doesn't get one. And it's just like, what's happening?
And Yau-Man says, "Hey, Dreamz, I get it."
Yeah.
I get it.
Yau-Man is the best juror. Like, Yau-Man's just like, yeah, you got me, like, good job. And then, you know, he just asks Earl, like, to confirm why he voted him out. And then, you know, hey, good game.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I think like this jury is like the Walmart version of the bitter jury to the Louis Vuitton version that is Reed Kelly.
It's like the there's
like,
layers
you
to this.
can't just call this the Walmart version. This is
No.
a really bad version.
Yeah.
The Five Below version. The Five Below version.
Like the Dollar General.
Mm.
Like,
Oh my god.
They really thought they were going to stand out in the annals of Survivor history is like, oh man, I did it. I got my Seahawk thing. It's like, nope. Reed Kelly got one. Eric Cardona got one. Fucking Brenda. Sadly, we put that one in there. Whatever. Brenda got one. Y'all, nobody remembers anything you guys said unless they rewatch the season.
Yeah.
Right.
And even then, it's like, why are they so upset?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that happens. Earl wins 9-0-0 over Dreamz and Cassandra. So let's rank our final three. So let's start with Dreamz here. So and then I'll go over the top 10 as well after we kind of talk them through here. Or I guess I can do that now real quick. Number 1, Boston Rob, All Stars. 2 is Ozzy, Cook Islands. 3, Colby. 4, Kelly Wigglesworth. 5, Stephanie LaGrossa. 6, Nalia. 7, Kim Johnson. 8, Twyla. 9, Lil. And 10, the captain of sports, Danielle DiLorenzo. So Dreamz for me, I have him 27th out of 81. I think his game is better than people say it is. I think he made moves. Again, I think we've said it. His execution was just very bad. Yeah. But his actual game itself, I think we've seen players win the game with being flip-floppy. We've had Tony do that. So like, you know, Dreamz was like kind of maybe a little bit ahead of his time a little bit. So yeah, for me, that's where I put Dreamz.
That's fair. So again, like I ranked these before rewatching, and like with the finalists too, there's so many of them that you kind of lump them in together.
Yeah.
And I considered win equity as well, where like Dreamz had 0 win equity with Missouri. So I have him at 46 out of 80, whatever.
Yeah.
So like smack dab in the middle, but after like rewatching the season, like I appreciate his game more. So I need to rework my rankings a bit, but like he still had 0 win equity. So I don't know what to do with him.
Yeah. Drew, Jonathan?
Let's see. Drew, you want to go?
I mean, Dreamz is, I would say that he's probably my top 40, probably top 30. Every time I've watched Fiji since then, and I usually when I do the marathon, I do it with Gia Worthy, who is the biggest Fiji fan in the community. So like, I always have her in my ear talking. But like, Dreamz is a very good player during a time where they cared more about the characters than the players.
Right.
Dreamz is a character that I would have rather had Dreamz back one more time than James's 3rd time.
Right.
Like I would like, they can have 2 each, but like I like Dreamz as a player and a character. And yeah, I mean, like I said, it wasn't until this time where it's like, and it's crazy because I'm not even a big Chase Rice fan, musically or survivorly, but that's what I saw this time. It's like, oh, Jesus, was Chase Rice.
Yeah. Jonathan?
Yeah, I wish like I kind of like, because when I did all these rankings, I did all of it based off of my feelings that I had like at the time, like when I made my rankings, because I hadn't seen Fiji in forever, and I've just been watching recaps of these seasons. But now that I have like some mileage in my Survivor career of watching all these seasons, I feel like I probably would have ranked them both together in like the 40s as well. I had them originally like in like the mid 50s, but like looking back at my old list, I was like, why did I put this person above this person and so forth and so forth? But now that I look back on it, I'm like, in any other given circumstance, I think Dreamz would have been, you know, like people would have appreciated him a lot more. But at the time, it was just like, you know, just the optics of the season and the edit of the season didn't do him any favors, kind of thing.
Agreed. All right. So I'll say Dreamz, and then we'll just talk about Cassandra, and we'll go into our winner rankings. So Dreamz ended up as number 9. He is in between Twyla and Lil. So
Lil is way too high.
Yeah.
anti-Lil Shane.
Yeah,
Twyla's very low. Twyla's low.
yeah, I think Twyla should be higher, and I'm with you, Shane. Lil is not that good.
I
She's great
don't
for
understand why people ranked her like that. I also don't understand. And I mean, this can connect here too. But I was gonna say I don't understand why, like in Pearl Islands, during the game, they're like, you can't take Lil to the end; she'll win.
Yeah,
And even here, like at one point, Boo was like, you can't take Dreams to the end;
Yeah.
she'll win.
I did. Yeah, I do.
I think this is the part of the strategy of like, I want to be at the end, which means you can't take this person because you need me there because I like this person is stealing my spot at this
Right.
point. It's like you can give people narratives and not actually buy into it. Fair play saying, oh yeah, Lil's gonna cry her way to the end and win. It's like, yeah, do I believe that he actually believes that? Probably not. But she's taking up a spot at the end.
Yeah, 100%.
Having said that, Lil did give a great final tribal speech.
I will say that, yeah. I mean, and in the midst of Fair Play was literally deliberately trying to make her cry that final tribal. So like, and then Cassandra. So I had Cassandra 73rd out of 81. I feel like I'm way too low on her after talking through it. I just like she did have some really strong points to her game, but again, she didn't set herself up to be in a winning position with any of these people. So.
Yeah, I mean, I have her 59 out of 81, and like, again, she's with like Susie, Katie, Owen, like they're all. It's hard to like differentiate them a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's lower half for me, but I appreciate her game. I think that over the years it has gotten better to me personally as far as socially she was well ingrained with everyone. But yeah, there was in that final five, she doesn't win in any type of final three. I don't think. Maybe against no, in that final five, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. So I really don't. I know Kevin said it in the chat earlier that it's a final two she wins, and I don't think so.
Yeah, like against Dreams, I think the guys vote for Dreams.
Yeah.
And that's all you need at that point.
Yeah, I do too. Jonathan?
Yeah, I kind of lumped her in literally, we were talking about once we get into like final threes and we have like runner-ups and stuff like that, it's hard to kind of separate, and we kind of end up putting them sort of close together on the list because the list is so big with runner-ups. And so I kind of put them both close together. I had her in the mid 50s as well with Dreams at the time, so kind of lower tier, but she didn't do anything wrong. She didn't piss anybody off. I don't think. I think her getting like yelled at like was completely unwarranted.
Yeah.
At the time, I think that was just like premeditated, and they wanted an excuse to just yell at the both of them because they already knew they were going to vote for Earl. So it wasn't like she was just doing anything to like really dig at people the whole season. She was just in a good alliance that managed to get her to the end, but the optics was like she didn't do anything kind of thing. But she was in position to get to the end with Earl.
True. So Cassandra ended up she is 13th overall, below Becky and above Matthew. So
Okay.
Above Becky and below Matthew.
Or she's
Below
above
Becky, above Matthew.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just like still on the Matthew train. At this point, I'm just so like it's ingrained in my nature to defend Matthew from Amazon.
Oops. All right. So that is the finalist rankings, 16 of them there. All right, let's get to the winner rankings. Our top 10 for our winners. We have Yule at number 1. We have Richard Hatch at number 2. Queen Sandra from Pearl Islands at number 3. Tom Westman 4. Chris Doherty 5, even though Kevin hates it every single time. Tina Wesson 6. Vesepia 7. Ethan 8. Brian Heidick, Mr. Freeze number 9, and Danny Boatwright at number 10. So that is our top 10. For me, Earl is my 5th out of 48 winners. Earl is an amazing player, amazing winner. I think I'd love to see him play again. I actually really think if he came back, I really think he could adapt. I mean, he literally had never seen the show before going out, and he adapted perfectly from like day one, it seemed like. And I just think on a return, he wouldn't really be a target as much as people would think, unless like really the old schoolers are just completely screwed. Like in Winners at War, if Earl had been there, yeah, maybe he's still screwed because the old schoolers are just getting picked off. But like, I think Earl can adapt. So yeah, I have him as number 5 overall.
I have him similarly. I have him at 7 out of 48, so right there. And he's in a group, like, I have him close to, like, Yule, Todd, Kagaya, and Tony. They're just above him, but, like, you could almost interchange them in a way.
Mhm.
But, yeah, like, he is very adaptable. He had this really strong partnership with Yau-Man where I feel like they were, like, strategic equally. Like, it wasn't like he was being led by Yau-Man or he was leading Yau-Man. They both had agency and they both had, like, respect for one another. And like I don't think Yau-Man would have cut Earl at the Final Four, but Earl knew he had to cut Yau-Man.
Yes.
So like he knew what he had to do to win, and he set himself in a position where he was always going to get to the final 3 because he was with people that wanted to take him. Like I think Boo would have even gone with him.
Yeah, I agree. Drew, Jonathan.
Drew, you go.
Well, hold on. Oh, yeah, my list is right here. I've got Earl number 4, 48. He's my... So, spoilers. The top 3 people, one won a all-winner season. One won a season where everyone was recruits except for her and one other person. And one was a returnee, won a season where it's him and another person. And so Earl is the first person to be playing on a season where he's not a Survivor fan, doesn't know the game, and still dominates like the top 3 did.
Mm-hmm.
But it's as close to a level playing field as possible. And Papa Smurf is gone. So really Earl is playing on a level playing field. He's playing with a bunch of jamokes. And he still dominates the entire time, which is, and I wish I could have him higher than the other 3, and maybe one day I will. But like he like there is never a moment in this season where it's like, man, Earl could actually go home. Like I never feel like, and yes, we've blamed the edit for a lot of stuff this season or today, and it might be the edits for that too. But I'm willing to get that out of my head and say, oh yeah, Earl never had a chance of going home because he had the All Black Alliance. He had his alliance with Yau-Man and Cassandra. He was never in any type of trouble. Mm-hmm. And it was clear as day that it's him and Yau-Man.
Yeah.
It's him and Yau-Man. And you never try to get rid of him. And even at Final Tribal, everyone's tearing into everyone, like all 3 of them, and Earl catches the least amount of the brunt of the bitterness.
Mm-hmm.
Because what are you going to say about him?
Yeah,
you can say Cassandra's skating, yeah, sure, whatever. She's not, but Dreamz swore on God. He swore to God that he would never do this, and but you can't say anything about Earl,
right?
So,
right. For sure. Jonathan?
So it's kind of crazy because as you guys were talking and I was looking at my winners list, I had him like he was high on my list, but I was looking at everyone else I had. I was like, I felt like I was crazy making this list because I love Earl, but I had like all these other people ranked higher than him. And as you guys were talking, I was editing my list like, no, he can't go. He has to go higher. He has to go higher. He has to go higher. And I kept leapfrogging him up this list. And I think I eventually got to a point where he is in my top 10 as he should be, and he's at the number 10 spot. I like him a lot. I like Earl a lot. He played an amazing game. It's just, and again, he was one of those winners that I was like, I see a player come in, and I'm like, they're gonna win. And when they do it, I get really happy because that means I kind of hold them in some higher regard than like I guess correctly. Like I hold that, or like the person I wanted to win ended up winning. You hold that player in a higher regard. and I like him a lot. He deserves to be really high on the list. I don't know what the fan list is going to be. I feel like he's either going to be, he's going to be in the top 3. I feel like he's going to be like 2 or something like that. I don't know. I like him a lot too. Yeah, I wish he would come back. It's a shame that he hasn't come back. I know he's always been like on the call sheet, but like he's just man, if only he would come back. But he's up there.
He did at least play Snake in the Grass with Malcolm and Yule, and the guy from Naked and Afraid.
And the guy from Naked and Afraid.
Or a guy. I mean, because there's been multiple, but Earl Cole is at number 5. He is above Chris Doherty and below Tom Westman. So
that's kind of low.
Yeah, I think that's kind of low.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have Earl. I'm trying to see. I would have him above Sandra's Pearl Islands game. Yeah. I have him above Hatch. I have him one spot above Yule on my list. So
who's on mine? He's below Yule. So if I were making your top 14 here, I'd have him at number 2 with Yule number 1.
Yeah. I like Yule and Earl for me were interchangeable, where I liked both, and like it was just like wanted to go right above the other. But
it's like a really good stretch of winners coming up because Earl or Yule, Earl, Todd, Parvati, you're amazing.
Bob, bro. Drew's like, hey, don't sleep on Bob.
No, you can sleep on him.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Oh, I was like,
no. I like Bob, but yeah.
Have you ever seen an old man climb temples like that in war paint?
Have you know? I ran into a guy at a bar last week, and he found out I was a Survivor fan, and he asked me who my favorite player was. I told him who my favorite player was, and he was like, my favorite player, I can't remember because he was a casual.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, he played on a season where this happened and this happened, and also he wore his buff as a bow tie. I'm like, you mean Dr. Bob? So, yeah, he's like, that's my favorite player of all time. I'm like, that's crazy, but awesome. Like, good for you. That's great.
It's like,
you don't hear that often, so.
Drew
we like, still do love Bob, and
I like Bob.
I don't think you like Bob, Drew.
We are hoping to get Bob on the show, but we will talk about Bob.
Love you, Bob.
We
bring Drew on as you interview.
But yeah, so that is the winners list. All right, season rankings, and then favorite player, and then evolution, and we're done. Season rankings. Our top 10. Our top 10 is Pearl Islands, Borneo, Cook Islands, Australian Outback, Marquesas, Amazon, Africa, Vanuatu, Panama, and All-Stars. So for me, Fiji, I probably should put it way lower. I have it 26th of 48, and that's only because I love Yau-Man and Earl, and I think Dreamz is fascinating. I like Michelle and Anthony, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So.
And that's about it.
I have it 32 out of 48. It's risen for me over time, and I'm looking at my list, and like I have 2 new era seasons above it, and actually 3 new era seasons above it, and I'm like, this is better than the new era.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy.
All right, Drew.
I have Fiji at 38, right above HHH. And right below Palau. And every new era season is above this. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much I love Earl and Yau-Man and Dreamz and all of that, the negativity of this season just brings it down to the point where I do not want to. Like, it is I didn't regret picking Fiji for this because I did enjoy talking with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I checked out early, and it's like, man, this is going to be a struggle because once again, the Anthony stuff, everything Rocky and Lucy in that final tribal. It's like I should feel, stubbornly, I should feel great looking at this final 3, and it's like no, because I know what's about to happen, and I can't. Like, I have to drink through it, which is probably a personal problem, but. I have to drink through it because it's not fun. And there are fun moments that kind of get canceled out because of this. And in those new era seasons, there are fun moments that are canceled out by boring moments, but they're not canceled out by problematic or moments that make me angry. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Jonathan?
Oh goodness. I was looking at my list and I'm like, I don't know what I was taking when I was making this list. Now that I have like, and I'm looking back on everything.
48. Oh my God, it's 48.
I have it at number 1. No, I'm kidding. No, that's for later. Where did I even put it? Jeez, is it even on here? It didn't even make the list. Okay, no, yeah, I found it. It's at 40. All right, it's like it's lower tier. It's lumped into this golden age of Survivor. It's got 2 very iconic characters, a very infamous jury, some interesting, really important moments in a very backwards season, kind of like in this Stranger Things upside down world that is Survivor Fiji. Like, it's got moments, it's got a couple important characters, and a lot of interesting what ifs that could have come out of this season. But it's definitely just lumped in. Like Guatemala, Panama, Cook Islands, I thought were great. And then we get to here, and I'm like, okay, my luck ran out. We ran into a bad one, but we got a couple good moments in it. And then everything else afterwards for the next couple seasons is pretty S tier, in my opinion. But again, you can't go through a Survivor decade without having like a couple bad apples or like, with one that's like not as good as the rest. So I kind of lumped it on my lower tier level.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm a little shocked by this. Fiji is the worst season right now. It is even below.
Okay.
Considering that
below Thailand, you gotta be kidding me.
I don't understand why people ranked Thailand 1 spot higher, but they did.
I'm going to the group chat right now. I'm gonna go off.
It just seems like people are going off of like, they're not thinking much, because for the longest time everyone thought Fiji was the worst season, so people are like, oh yeah, I remember that, so I'll call it the worst.
Yeah,
I think people are like, oh, Thailand was season 5. It was in the show's early stages, so we have to put it a little higher.
Because I would have expected it to not be the worst, but to be like the second worst at this point in time. But it's like, no, like Thailand is clearly a S tier season that's above. It's people sleep on Thailand. It's like it's gonna make a comeback.
Yeah. Well. Very. Dreamz already.
I told you, I put it in the chat. Are you kidding me?
People are monsters.
People are monsters.
Yeah. All right. Let's get our favorite players. Favorite male and female for me, it's Yau-Man. It was between Yau-Man and Earl, really, but I have to go Yau-Man. I just think he's such a fun presence on the season, even though he is a mischievous old man. He is still fun to watch. I was so bitterly disappointed about his early exit in Micronesia. But unfortunate. But he is great here. And then women, I'll go with Michelle Yee, because I don't really know who else I'm going to go with. Michelle's fun. She has the fall, which I'm shocked she didn't break something. But I don't know. She's a likable character. So.
Yeah. The women are tough. For me, it's either Michelle or Cassandra. I think I'll go Michelle, because I'm going to go unconventional on the male. Because Earl and Yau-Man.
You're going to say Rocky?
No. Earl and Yau-Man should be my favorites, so I'm going to go Mookie, because I do like Mookie, and I think he had lots of potential, and I know the rest of you are going to say Earl and Yau-Man.
Yeah.
You're right.
You're right. We are. All right. I'll say Michelle as well, because she had potential. For the ladies, and for the guys, it's Earl. It was either gonna be Earl or Yau-Man. I mean, Yau-Man's got some love right now from Jake, and Shane thinks Mookie has potential. So I'm gonna go with Earl. Hasn't been represented yet, so I'm gonna say Earl, because I thought he was a great winner. I liked him a lot, and it's just a shame that he hasn't come back yet.
Yeah, Drew.
Lacey and Rocky.
It really spoke to me.
Earl and Michelle. It's Earl and Michelle for every reason everyone has stated. it has. I mean, it has to be Michelle.
Like it has to be.
Yeah, it has to be.
Like,
Earl, yeah, there's a couple of men you could pick from, and there's still a wrong choice if you pick Rocky, but there's not a wrong choice. But yeah, it's Earl.
Yeah. All right. Last question. How did this season contribute to the evolution of Survivor?
I don't know if it did. Okay, no, okay. It did some stuff. It had some stuff. We got Yau-Man, we got Earl, we got Exile Island is now like officially kind of cemented itself. It's nice, all cushy, and it's all comfortable being a little staple in the show. The idol is now fleshed out to modern standards, and we have certain strategies that are now being used and applied that are so normal today that back then it was just insane that you could even think about doing certain things. So yeah, and a couple important challenges that make their first appearances that would come back later. So
yeah, I agree with all that, and I think it also raises the question moving forward of like what makes a villain, because Dreamz is like the biggest villain at this point in Survivor, and now you look back, you're like, nah. Like Russell Hantz comes and blows that out, but it's like, okay, like where is the line in Survivor? And that's something that this led to evolving. But also I think it brought in like a new type of manipulation, and this goes back to the truck deal, because Yau-Man, like, yes, there's probably some good-heartedness in there, but it was manipulation.
Yeah.
Like manipulating Dreamz' situation, his emotions, the need for the money and car and all that with wanting to win the game. So I think that like added a new complication into Survivor. And definitely, like, as we've mentioned, all the idol stuff, like the innovative strategies with flushing an idol, splitting votes, all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Drew?
Besides everything that everyone said. Yeah, and I brought this up earlier. We're one season removed from Cowboys' dream.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're not splitting the votes here, but we're putting the vote on someone that we don't think is going to catch like, you know what I mean. You know, we have that. We have, you know, people in multiple alliances to the point where it's like, hey, I'm gonna vote this. Whether Dreamz knew, Dreamz didn't know that Michelle was with Earl. In that situation, yeah, you vote for the person that you know you're tight with this other guy, and she's tight with him too. You get rid of her. You're now tighter with him, because what he's going to do? He's going to be pissed off at you. Y'all are in the same alliance. Right. You get the evolution of the social winner. You know, Earl's a strategic. I feel like Earl's a strategic social, but you get the evolution of the social winner, where the social winner is no longer looked at as like oh well, you got lucky, which is a bullshit narrative to begin with. But like, with Earl, it's like, yeah, no, he didn't get lucky. He socialed his way to the end of the game and then won all the jury votes. And if it wasn't for a rogue vote, would have been perfect game.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, Fiji's always gonna get shit on, but like there are things that happen in the season that lay the groundwork for what happens in every season afterwards. So you know, even Dreamz playing neurotically, I don't know who brought it up, but like Tony did the exact same thing, and it worked for him. I'm not saying Tony used Dreamz as a blueprint for how to win the game, but you can't sit there and say that Dreamz couldn't win this season because he was neurotic. And it's like, well, really? Because you love Tony, and Tony was is equally neurotic.
Exactly.
So yeah.
I think just like the Edgardo vote, just like the way to, as we said, flush an idol, get rid of the other person. Like, I think this is something that we're going to see in other seasons moving forward, that, you know, someone's just going to get sniped out of the game as collateral damage because they were aligned with someone who people wanted to get rid of. And then, I think obviously breaking the car curse so that it has no longer appeared in US Survivor. And so, I mean, I think part of that was also the Cook Islands backlash, but that lost them sponsors. But like, this definitely didn't help.
Yeah.
And so I think those, yeah, I mean, and just like, I also think production trying things out still. I mean, they tried out haves versus have-nots. They're going to keep trying out stuff as we go through Survivor history. I mean, obviously, eventually we'll get to like the theme era and like the gimmick era, and we'll get there eventually. But yeah, I mean,
oh, and I forgot, this is the first time they go to Fiji.
Yeah. They're staying in Fiji, absolutely, and eventually. And of course, also the fact that Boo also contributed to Survivor history with the Spy Shack. We wouldn't have Tony's iconic Spy Shack without Boo doing it first, I guess. I mean, I don't think Tony probably knew who Boo was even, but and then obviously Boo got James, Clement, and Russell Hantz. So those two are going to change Survivor history. More so Russell, but I mean, James was an iconic character. And so, so I mean, awesome stuff. We got Fiji done. So now we're on to a string of seasons where I think like they all have their place in Survivor lore. And we're heading to China next week. So we're going to get some really great characters, really great players. We've got James, as mentioned. There's going to be iconic. We got Amanda Kimmel. We got Courtney Yates, who is going to be every snarky guy's dream. We've got PG being an underdog. We've also got some controversial people to talk about next week. Jean Robert. We're gonna.
No, okay.
Yeah, well, chicken Dam.
Okay.
We're gonna kind of just skirt around the issue that has come about in recent times from China. And then obviously let's talk about Todd Herzog next week. And Todd is awesome. He made me my mini Jake, so I'll always be grateful to Todd for that. So I'm excited to talk about that. And Shane and I got to interview Denise Martin, so I'll say that right now, so you'll get to watch that by the time China comes out and hear what Denise has to say. So with that, we'll see you all next time for more Survivor 1 through 50 on the Tribe of Nerds.